Congratulations, you get 2 videos today. This one is actually a rant because I am sick and tired of the entire online outrage culture. The online outrage culture, which is literally made out of people on their armchairs giving their opinions and hot takes over something that they have seen online. And if possible, to try to get someone fired over it, right? So it all started with a picture with a lady being tied up in an airplane with duct tape. And of course, this causes outrage, right? Like, the person putting the picture is like, oh my god, look how outrageous this is. Aren't you outraged? And everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm so outraged. How is this possible, right? Because no one uses their brain anymore. Like, people are discouraged to use their brain. People are encouraged to be perceived as they're part of the group. To be perceived as they're not causing disharmony by disagreeing, right? Like, the more you agree with other people, the better. Don't use your brain, because you might actually disagree. Unfortunately, I use my brain and I'm thinking like, okay, so she's on an airplane, and the problem with this is that if someone is to duct tape her, that is done with the consent of the staff. So why would the staff duct tape someone? Like, she must have done something egregious, right? Because she's a paid customer. Like, the PR backlash from this is going to be insane unless there's a very good reason. Well, it turns out it is a very good reason. She tried to open the door during the middle of the flight. Yeah, if I were to do that, if I snap and for some reason try to open the door, even by accident, yeah, I expect to be tied down to the chair. In fact, I expect people to get upset if I don't get tied up to the chair. Now, here's the more interesting part, right? Because this is just like the first one, so the first thing. The second phase is when the news finally comes out and people understand what she did. Instead of apologizing and being, you know what, like, okay, fine, like that was a good reason to tie her up. No, they're doubling down. And now they're basically saying, oh, no, see, I'm an expert, right? I'm an expert in aeronautics. Like, I have been designing planes since the moment I came out of my mother's birth canal. Like, when my mother shot me out of her vagina, I had the little plane model in my hand, like that guy from CNN talking about black holes and shit. Right? And I know for sure that you cannot open that door during flight. I have the knowledge. That door which literally says, do not try to open. Like, just keep your fucking hands away. Like, when you're in a plane, it literally says the stickers, do not open. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe you know that. Alright? Maybe you know. Do you think the other passenger knows? Do you think, like, this is common knowledge? Do you think that there is a instruction in schools that tell people, hey, by the way, when you're in a plane, like, fun fact, you kind of... Most people probably don't know. But let's assume that everyone knows, right? Do you not think that I, as a paying customer, need to have a relaxing flight? Do you think I can relax when someone tries to play the zombie apocalypse inside the plane? If I see a person tugging that shit as if they're an insane mental asylum patient trying to get out from his padded cell, do you think that would make me relax during the flight? Motherfucker, by definition, I'm not relaxed in a flight. Like, especially when it goes... I'm already like, oh... I'm like a reactionary football player that hears the national anthem. Like, I'm not progressive taking a knee. I'm like, So you expect, like, other people, like, you think you who has the knowledge, who has the technical know-how about the pressurization in the cabin and, like, all that, do you think that if some individual would be like, on the door in front of you, you would be like, yeah, nah. What would you be a little bit agitated, right? How would you feel like if I went with a pencil and went tick, 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 tick into the glass window next to you? Do you think that would help you relax? Or do you not want me to calm down? Of course you'd want me to calm. Everyone would want you to calm down. I just don't understand people nowadays, man. Like, the fact that they don't have empathy for other humans is the issue here. Alright, like they side with the unsideable. Why would you side with the crazy lady that bites people? Why do you not wait for more information? Why do you, like, try to hyperanalyze anything and then you're like, those flight attendants, they should be fired. They should be fired because it's atrocious what they did. No, it's perfectly reasonable what they did. Alright, like, you don't know what the lady was thinking. Like, even that journalist that was arrested by forcing the plane to land in Belarus, even he didn't go to the door and try to tug it. Maybe he knew the science, that's why he did it, huh? Fuck me, like, honestly, it's so bizarre. It's like, You look at the internet, which dictates apparently the culture in society along with television, and you see people just having bad take after bad take, like constantly siding with the unsideable. And you know, like deep inside, you are so certain that if that person was in that plane with a crazy individual that tries to opening the door in mid-flight, they wouldn't like to tell everyone to calm down. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Like calm down. They can't open the door. But you know what else is interesting, right? Like let me say something. Let's say, you know, you can't open the door. Like she couldn't open the door no matter what she did. Okay. What's to tell that she wouldn't have assaulted the passenger afterwards? Like clearly the individual has some mental issues. Like clearly the individual who bit the staff and tried to open the door in an airplane in mid-flight probably has a couple of screws loose. What's to say that she wouldn't try to strangle a passenger afterwards or something like that? Isn't it better to prevent it? Using duct tape, I guess, is not the most civilized way. It doesn't look great for the cameras, I agree. But what else do you want them to do? Huh? Put it in the luggage compartment? Like, what exactly do you think you could do? Because normally this doesn't happen. They don't have restraints in the airplane. Would it be better if they tased her? Would it be better if they sedate her with a syringe like in the movies? Like, you know, a Vulcanian neck pinch? Like, what would you do? You know, like these people, they like to criticize, but they never offer solutions. So, yeah, I guess that really upset me a little bit. I just snapped after the 15th time I see like the armchair experts giving their scientific opinion about how the personnel should have handled the situation that they're probably not even trained for. You know what we need to do? We need to have like the space police, huh? The Space Force should have descended, boarded the airplane so they can arrest the lady. And then everyone could have had their flight in peace, huh? Maybe this is what we need to do. Anyway, no, this is more like a video for comedy effect. But if you think about it, like you're going to see the same situation being applied in other cases. And it's literally that, like something happens. And then people on the internet will offer their expert opinions as if they were there, things would have done the optimal route. Like, everything would have been fine if only were they there in the plane. Anywho, if you want to hear more of my bad takes, you can head on over to my other channel, where I talk about entertainment mostly, video games, comic books, movies, and anime. And after this, I'll be live streaming. Got another live stream channel, right after this. There's a pinned comment into the description. If you scroll down, you can click on it and you can see my live stream. And hopefully I'll be seeing you guys there. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and take care.